to impose a fine against any member acting in violation of these policies. The chair expects members to conduct themselves in appropriate decorum in the House chamber at all times.
Folks, there is a renewed push by several lawmakers of Congress to provide recurring monthly stimulus payments to Americans as the economy recovers from the crisis. But everybody, as the country opens and more states and cities are opening up, the economy seems to be improving, at least according to multiple sources. Tell me in the comments down below, everybody. Do you support a fourth stimulus check? Leave a comment down below saying yes or no. And before we jump into the video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, turn on post notifications, and give this video a like. I always do my best in providing you guys with the most up-to-date and reliable stimulus check news. I want to see every member of my community receive another stimulus check of $1,000 a month, and I believe that Social Security benefits must be raised by $200 a month. After all, that is what President Biden promised on his campaign trail. He promised to help out the American people, like you and I. But everybody, do you think that President Biden is going to keep his promise? If you believe so, then let's get this video to 1,000 likes.
If you get a pay stub, you probably noticed a tax for Social Security. You put money into this pot your whole working life, and then you draw from the pot when you retire. Social Security has kept millions of older Americans out of poverty.
This week, the Biden administration demonstrated the kind of positive difference that a smart approach to our tax system can make. Now, starting on July 15th, the federal government is going to provide expanded child tax credit payments, and will do so in the form of monthly installments through the end of this year. Through the end of this year, an estimated 39 million households, home to nearly 90% of children in the United States, are due to receive these benefits, with 1 in 7 children living in poverty. In addition, everybody, I want you to know that the child tax credit has been around for many years now. It was first established as a $400 credit to reduce families' income tax burden and help them afford the additional cost of raising children. And while the credit has been expanded over the years, it has consistently been too small and left out millions of low-income families. But thanks to President Biden's American Rescue Plan, the new expansion enacted addresses the first issue, with an annual increase from $2,000 to $3,000 per each dependent. It also extends the benefit to low-income families who previously did not make enough money to receive the credit or just a partial one. Folks, a significant change in the mechanism for how this credit will be distributed is going underway. The credit will be paid each month rather than annually, helping families keep up with ongoing expenses like groceries, diapers, and daycare. And it's a big win for advocates who have long recognized that families all across the country need more help. Folks, let me know in the comments. Should our politicians be focused on helping American families with childcare, or should it be focused on helping our seniors by increasing the Social Security benefits by $200 a month? Just let me know in the comments down below, everybody. Now, monthly installments help provide a reliable source of income that can help families for the future. That can help families plan for the future, making them more financially stable and making the overall economy more resistant to future shocks. This change also puts the credit more in line with other popular benefits that help certain populations meet their basic needs, like Social Security benefits. But folks, researchers at Columbia University estimate that the changes to the child tax credit will lift the incomes of millions of families above the poverty line, putting almost 50% of impoverished children out of deep poverty if all eligible children were to receive the credit. But there was a renewed push by some members in Congress to provide recurring monthly stimulus payments to all Americans, everybody. 7 Democrats on the House Ways and Means Committee wrote a letter to President Biden calling on him to add recurring checks to his American Families Plan, as well as enhance unemployment insurance. The letter wrote, families and workers shouldn't have to worry about whether they'll have enough money to pay for essentials this month. But Newsweek reports that the number of Democrats in Congress who want the Biden administration to push for a stimulus check, a fourth stimulus payment, and recurring stimulus money has reached more than 80 in total. So, some lawmakers in Congress tried to pass larger third stimulus checks that would go to Americans, and had to target the last checks away from higher-earning Americans in order to win over some of the more conservative Democratic senators, which were skeptical about a third stimulus payment. Folks, that is all the news in this video. I truly appreciate everyone's amazing support.
I'll conclude with this. Last month, I kept my commitment to convene the leaders of the major economies around the world, from Russia, China, India, Japan, the European Union. I convened them all. I think there are 48 or 50 heads of state, presidents and prime ministers. a meeting I hosted by the White House, one of the most consequential issues facing the world, the climate crisis. And I made it clear at the outset, as each of these folks came on, what I've long believed. When I think of the climate crisis, beyond its devastation to lives and livelihoods and health of our very planet, I think jobs. I think jobs when I think climate change. Good paying union jobs. I think about the UAW workers here today. I wanted to make sure that the world could see that there was a consensus, that we are at an inflection point in our history, and almost every major leader in the world spoke to it. If we act to save the planet, we can create millions of good-paying jobs, generate significant economic growth and opportunity to raise the standard of living for people not only here, but around the world. But I also wanted to put the world on notice. America is back. America is back. And the competition for the 21st century, the future will be built right here in America. Look at this plan. We're moving, we're working again, we're dreaming again, we're discovering again, we're leading the world again. We've shown each other in the world that there's no quit in America. There's simply no quit in America. And that's never, ever. It's every time I have these sometimes knockdown, drag them out to heads of state, private, they'll say something, I say, look, it's never been a good bet to bet against America. Never, never, never.
Senator Markey and Representatives Levin and Ocasio-Cortez would invest $500 billion over 10 years to help us get to all-electric public vehicles and rail. My forthcoming Buy Green Act with Congressman Levin will establish a further $1.5 trillion in federal procurement to purchase American-made clean energy products for federal, state, and local use and for export. Ms. Buck, let me ask you, you worked with local governments all across the country. Can we rely on local government to generate the revenue needed to make these big investments in transit modernization and electrification, or does the federal government need to step up if we're going to make this happen?
Chair Wyden, Senator Warren, while we are doing our part on the local level, counties are limited in a variety of ways from raising any local revenue. We rely on the strength of the intergovernmental partnership to deliver this critical infrastructure projects that our residents need and expect. Counties urge Congress to direct funds to locally owned infrastructure that will allow us to better meet the needs of our community.
Good.